Make a date with Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith. Graphic Online, truth and accuracy every day.
Hello. I'd like to capture my thoughts this morning with the words fatal desperation. Fatal desperation. That is, you're so desperate that in the end, it becomes fatal to you. And your desperation in the end becomes inimical to your well-being, to your good self, and to other people. You know, I was reading the story of King Saul. You know, Saul fascinates me a lot, especially on some of the things that he does. Now, this man, when he was made king, he really set himself out to remove witchcraft from the land of Israel, the practice of witchcraft. And I'm talking about witchcraft in the form of probably the occult, the occultic, or probably he wanted to remove witchcraft in the four definitions I know. That is control, manipulation, rebellion, and legalism. I mean, Saul set himself to remove all the witches so that no occultic practice of witchcraft could stay wherever he was, because he was king. And I thought, wow, that's a very interesting thing. I mean, a king comes and then says, every witch you can't practice anymore. Wow, what a day it will be, you know, and especially in these era where everything goes and everything is based on human rights and all that. Now, but the most interesting thing for me, towards the latter end of his life, when the Bible says that the Spirit of God departed from him and was rather tormented by an evil spirit. Do you know something that Saul did that surprised me? He resorted to the consultation of witches. His last end was spent consulting witches. That which he said was wrong, that which he said should not be, he resorted to it. That means he abandoned the concept of God, that God cannot answer his prayer, God cannot step in for him, God can, take him out of his trouble, God can do anything for him, and rather he had to resort to witchcraft. You know, this is very, very common, especially for us, in Africa. You'd see good-meaning, well-intentioned Christian folks. Something happens, and then one time I was just around a place, something happens, then somebody says, okay, let's go and consult. Go and consult who? The fetish. Excuse me. Christ in you, the hope of all glory. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. And now, to settle an issue or to find out the truth, God can do it, and we have to resort to the consultation of mediums or consultation with fetish and all that, and get engaged, engage ourselves in the occult just to find out truth. What truth has the enemy got to offer? He's the father of lies. What truth has he got to offer? He's the father of lies. And so what are we doing? Are we really, is our Christianity that shallow deep? Is it that skin deep? Is it that shallow that the God we serve cannot provide answers with the things that we require, the things that we need? David said, one thing have I desired, and that I will seek after all the days of my life. He said, to behold his beauty and to inquire in his temple. And David said, listen, I can worship God and ask questions, and God would answer. So King Saul, at the latter part of his tenure of office, see what he had become. He had lost contact with God. He had lost faith in God, and now he was resorting to consulting witches in order to solve his problem. Having begun so well, is it how his end is going to be? Oh, what a sad story. And you know, one of the things that, with all those things, he never had a reprieve for his malady. He never had a resolve to the problems that he was facing. The problems didn't go away. But guess what? In the end, he died. In the end, he died. What a tragedy that somebody can start so well, What a tragedy for somebody whose faith and confidence is in God, and then at the onset of calamity, or at the onset of something that is unpleasant, or at the onset of a valley moment in your life, or at the onset of uncertainty, you will now resort to the occult to answer your questions or to solve your problems. I mean, Paul said something to the Galatians. He said, "You're running well. Oh, foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you?" That means, are you so foolish that having started well, now you have yielded to the influence of witchcraft in order for you to go forward? Listen, it is better to start with God and end with God rather than deviate and go into the consultation of the occult. If anybody invites you, let's go find out truth from the occult, they have no truth to give to you. They have no truth to give to you. Well, sometimes well-meaning people, fatal desperation. And in the end, they'll pay a price. The choice is yours. See you later.